G'day, welcome back to Dad vs Son and our playthrough of Illusions of Glory by GMT. Again, apologies for any shakes, rattles, rolls and shadows. I'm doing the best I can. Apologies again for the aircon, but it's still quite warm and smoky outside, so I've left it on. At the end of the last video, I'd just drawn the Italy card to bring them on from neutral status, and they are now an ally of the Allied powers. So I've gone through everything here. So Italy, we get 2 war status points, which I've given, which now takes the combined war status up to 13. The Austro-Hungarians and the Germans lose 1 national will. So the Austro-Hungarians are down to 10. The Germans' national will is down to 9. Italy enters the war as an allied ally. I've gone through there, set them all up, and they get -1 VP for every VP space in Italy. So they got 1 for Venice, and they got 1 for Verona, and I've done that, which brings it back here to 14. And then I've set them up. So I'll just get rid of this. So now we have the Italian sub-map filled out with the Italian units and the corresponding Austro-Hungarian units. As most of you are aware, all this area was very, very horribly mountainous. So we have lots of roadways, but we also have alpine trails, which also impart horrible modifiers if you're not a mountain unit. Any infantry unit with the little triangle in it is a mountain unit, and they help to offset that sort of thing. The other unit we got was the 26th Corps, and it goes into Vlor here in Albania. And if I couldn't put it there, I had to put it into Durrës if that was available, or if not, it would have gone into Lemnos. So it is there. And that was the last action for the Allied player. So now we have the final action for the Central Powers, and they've rolled an AB, which gives them a choice of a combat card, Tannenberg, which is 2 ops or 1 German replacement, or again the old Masurian Lakes again combat card for 3 ops val or 1 Austro-Hungarian and 2 German replacements. Okay, so they can use it as a replacements card, and they can use it as ops points. So what do they want to do? Okay. I think what they need to do first up is to move... all of the Austro-Hungarian units that came on with just the SCUs, except for 20 and 21 Corps. So they're going to use those because they need to get down here and get somebody into Trent. And I think they're also going to start to need to get some other troops back up here to help out in this northeastern area of this sub-map as well. So in the first instant, I'm going to take these 2 infantry, or some of these infantry corps units anyway, and start to bring them over, because they can't move in or attack into here again until basically we've taken Belgrade. Okay, so that leaves us with 1 more ops point to use. So we used them all for ops points. And what do we want to do? I ask, I diddly diddly do. Da, 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 da. There was something else I wanted to do, and now I can't remember. Let's try. I wanted to move some of these units as well. Okay, so first up, with the core strength units, I'm going to go 1, 2, so I have a unit in Trent. What do I want to do with 21 core? Is a very, 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 very fine question. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do with him is I'm going to move him to Bozen, to Trent, and then I'm going to move him into Pershing or Pergini. I'm not sure, sorry. Again, I don't speak Italian either. Now, these little SCU units as well, I'm going to move 1 from Radmansdorf through Villach to Spittal, and the second one I am going to move into Caporetto. No, I'm not. I'm going to move it into, yes I am, into Caporetto. Just because this large stack here with a mountain unit can go this way or down this way. So I want to try and alleviate some of the pressure there. Now with these two core units here, I'm going to move them both 1, 2, 3 into here. And that's the end of that. So again, we've finished the action phase. The attrition phase, again, everybody is fine. I haven't been able to cut them off at the knees yet, and they haven't been able to do that to me. Siege phase, we only have the one siege, which is right here. Okay. So, I've now forgotten how a siege works. I know we have to roll a die. I just can't remember what we've got to get. Wait one, please. Oh, jeezy weezy. Action, strategies, unit stacking, movement, combat. Nah. Okay, so it's got to be probably in the combat area somewhere, which is page 16. And there's nothing there. 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 Ah, there we go. Besieging a fort. Okay. Effects of the siege. Okay, making a surrender check. During the siege phase, to check for surrender, roll a 6-sided die for each fort. If the number is greater than the fort's number, the fort surrenders. Okay, so This is a 3 here, so we need to get a 4 or better. And we do, so this fort is now destroyed. And these 3 units are now sitting here, and that fort value doesn't do anything anymore. Righto. Sorry to take up time doing that. Okay, automatic victory, there is not. Armistice, there is not. War commitment levels, we have the CP on 6, the AP on 7. We need to get to 11 now for total war, so no. National collapse, no, nobody has collapsed yet. Rebellion, national will's fine, Russian Revolution is fine. Replacement phase, the only people that have replacements are the Allied players. So we have Italy with 1 replacement point, and it has no units that need helping out. I've again placed all of their reserve units into a dish. We have allies with 1 point, and that's things like Britain and France and Greece if they come on and that sort of thing. But we can use that to help the Russians, who have 2, so now the Russians have 3 replacement points. Okie dokie. So, looking here straight away, we have 7 and 8 corps, who we can fix it up. And they had 10 corps with them, I believe. Okay, and then we have 1 more, and I don't think any of those need it. Or there, 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 or there. I'm just knocking stuff over for the fun of it and throwing them away. So then we have a half point we need there and nothing there. Okay, so what do we wish to do? Ah, that's right, I forgot, 2nd corps. So that's our 3rd point there, 2nd Caucus unit. Okay, the central player has no replacement points, so discard combat cards. The allies do not have any combat cards. The excuse me, the central player has 1, so as usual, odd number it stays, even it goes. It's a 2, so the Tannenbaum card goes back into their shuffle pile. Draw cards, well, we've got the decks already done. A reshuffle, we don't need to do at the moment. And end of turn, so we will roll for the mandated defensives. And we have a 3, which becomes a 4 for the central player, which is Turkey has to try and do something. And we have a 5, which becomes a 6, which means that Italy has to do something. And that is the end of turn 3. And now we're back into the spring of 1915. So let's just have a quick squiz at the time. 14 minutes, wonderful. Okay, I'll do a quick reset of the action markers. With my big buff head in the way. And we are ready to rock and roll again. So we'll lead off in spring 1915 with the Allies. And they've rolled an E for event. Okay, so what can we do now? Okay. We can do place and marking. Okay, so I've got two events that need to basically move troops from Lemnos, so I can't really do that at the moment. I have another one for German labour strikes, which will again reduce the German national will. And no RPs can be spent to repair or rebuild German units this turn. And that might give me a little edge. So I'm going to use German labour strikes, reduce the German national will again down to 8. Like that, and they cannot do any repairs, so that's an event, and their German marker goes into 0. Okay. Rightio. Over to Central Powers, and they've got a CDE. Their C is Army of the Bug. Their D is the Wireless Intercepts combat card, or they have Sud Army. So let's have a look here. The Bug Army and Sud Army are both a 3 ops card and have the same replacement points in 1 Austria-Hungarian and 2 German. And the Wireless Intercepts card is a 4 ops card who has 1 CP ally replacement point, 2 Austro-Hungarian and 3 Germans, which we can't use. Okay, so Army of the Bug cannot be played as a reinforcement card before summer 1915. Oh, and we're not there yet, so we can't use it. And Sud Army cannot be played as a reinforcement card before spring 15. And that's where we are. Now, what's that going to do us? What's it going to do us? So we would get some units, but we don't have to have the reinforcement reduction in troop quality. So we're going to do that. Whoopsie daisy. So we have an event for them as well. Okay. So let's grab them. And they get the Austria-Hungarian Hoffmann and Zermay. So Hoffmann and Zermay. And the German Bother Infantry Corps, German. Bodmer, sorry. On any CP-controlled AHG supply sources in Austria-Hungary. Okay. So it's got to be a combined in Austria-Hungary. Okay. So we have Budapest, we have Vienna, we did have Krakow, but we can't use that anymore, and they can't go there. So effectively Vienna and Budapest. Okay, so I'm going to put the German unit in Vienna so it can... Oh, I know, we've got Prague as well. Okay, so I'm going to put Bothmer, the German unit, into Prague so it can head up here and or here and help out the Germans. And these 2 units, I'm going to place one in Budapest, 2 in Budapest. No. I'm going to place them, one in each. One in Vienna, one in Budapest. That way Hoffman can come up and help fill this sort of area gap, and Zermay can move over and help out with this area. Oh, hang on. No, they're both going to Vienna because I need to move them up along this line. Okay. That is that. So back to the Allies. And they have an AB, which means the November events or the Albanian Gambit. And neither of them is worth poo for the events, because again, I need stuff in Lemnos, which I don't have. So it means either using the 2 ops or 4 ops, or taking replacement points. And one card gives me 1 Russian replacement, which at the moment I only need a half, 2.5, 2.5. Or the other one gives me 2 allies, 2 Italian and 3 Russian. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use the Albanian Gambit for its ops value. So that gives me 4 ops points. I have to use the Italians to do a offensive. We're back into good old summer. Oh, sorry, I'll just turn this back over again. Da, da, da. Ba, ba, da, da. Bum, bum, ba, bum, ba, 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 bum, bum. What else do I want? Okay. Bum, bum, ba, da. Da, 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 da. If a mountain space is attacked using only alpine trails, attacker and defender must use the light fire table. Okay. But we're not going to, are we? We are going to try and roll this up a little bit. Okay, so we have 4 ops points. I am going to attack with this unit, and I am going to attack with this unit, and we are going to go and try and kick their bottoms, which leaves me 2 more ops points. And what I am going to try and do is I'm going to move some of these units, and they called it puppy love. I am going to do one more thing, and that is I am going to panic. No. I am going to do something. Yes, I am. Trust me. Would I lie to you? I'm just not sure what I wish to do. I'm going to move this guards unit. Okay, so movement first. This guards unit can move 3. And it is going to go 1, 2, 3 to there. And help these buggers and these buggers hopefully take out those buggers. Okay, then down here for the Italians, I'm going to move 19 corps. Can move 3. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3 over there with 5 corps. And 8 corps is going to go 1, 2, 3 to Pordenone, or words to that effect. Now, that doesn't mean El Juice, Dan, from No Enemies Here, that you can pick on my Italian pronunciation of stuff. Okay, so the attack into here. It's into a mountainous hex. There is a mountain unit in there. We're going across normal roads, not alpine tracks. And we have mounting units helping with that. So again, let us bring this over here. Hopefully not knocking anything over. And what happened to my little doobie thingies? I've lost them. I must have knocked them off the board before. Well, that's bloody useless, isn't it? Excuse me, will I have a quick look? No, I'm going blind. I thought I left them on there, but I don't know. I just don't know. I'm not going to grab any more because I'll probably lose them as well. So we'll just use the dice. Okay. So let's work out what we have. The Italians are attacking with 3, 5, 10. So we're on the 10, 12 to start with. Mountains, we have a 1 shift left, so we go down to the 8, 9. But we have mountain infantry, so we get a +1 to the attack. The Austria-Hungarians have 5, and they get a +1 for their mountain infantry as well. That's really peeving me now. What did I do with them? Aha! I found one. Okay. So I must have, when I flipped it over, chucked them somewhere. I found one, but where is the second? Aha! I found it! Righto. See? I'm not quite as silly as... Well, yes I am. Okay, so they had 5. We had 10 with 1 shift to the left. Okay. And we both have a +1 modifier on our die rolls for having mountain troops. Excuse me. Question. We have a -1 if units are using roads to attack a space. And we are using roads. So, I lose my +1 modifier, but the excuse me, Central Powers still get theirs. Yay! So it doesn't matter. They get a 6, we get a 1. So they're 5 becomes 5 damage, and our 1 becomes 3 damage. Okay, so we have to take 5 damage. So I'm going to take 2 on that mountain infantry unit and 2 on that mountain infantry unit, and that's all I can take, which is 4 of the 5. And they have to take 3, and the most they can take is 2, which they will take on the mountain infantry unit, and they don't have to go anywhere. So that was a bit of a pain in the bottom. Lifted carefully, leave the things on there. Okay, we're back. Sorry, it's just the smoke getting to me a bit still. Okay, so we're back to the Central Powers player for their second action. And they have an A, B, C. A gives them U-boats in the Mediterranean, which they can play. B gives them Hoffman, and C gives them German war industry. They're all pretty damn fine cards. Okay, so U-boats in the Mediterranean will give them 1 war status point and 1 victory point. And the AP, so the Allied player cannot conduct sea invasions, withdrawals by sea, or strategic reserve by sea using ports in Greece and Albania. Place the U-boats in the Med marker in its space on the map board. Pooh, I don't wanna. So they could do that. Okay. The other one is Hoffman, where again they would get 1 war status point. They can use the card for ops, which is 3 ops points. For the rest of the turn, a Central Powers flank attack attempt that includes a German large unit receives a +1 die roll modifier, and an Allied flank attack attempt that includes a Russian large unit receives a -1. So again, that would help them out immeasurably. Or they've got German war industry, which would give them 2 war status points, 4 ops points to use as well, and it says that Germany receives +1 replacement point for use in the replacement phase of each turn for the rest of the game. Now, so we could do that. It just means that this turn they won't get any replacement points, but it'd still give them 4 ops points, 2 war status points. Oh, what to do, what to do. Okay, and I think what we're going to do is actually U-boats in the Mediterranean. And the reason for this is that this will stop any of those seaborne invasions that we were talking about with troops from Lemnos and everything else. So they're going to get 1 war status point, which will take them up to 7. The combined war status now goes up to 14. They get 1 victory point as well. So the victory points go back up to 15. So we're still right in the middle. And we need the go and get stuffed. We've got subs in the Mediterranean. And here we have the U-boats in the Mediterranean chit. And it says, place the U-boats in the med marker in its space on the map board. Now I'm trying to find it. That says no subs, no convoys, sea invasions. Where is the U-boats in the med space? It's not over here. It's not down here. It's not up here. This is the Russian amphibious assaults allowed. I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on the no subs. So we have U-boats in the med. I'll leave it there. So by doing that, the AP player can conduct sea invasions. So we have no sea invasions allowed now. Withdrawals by sea or strategic by sea using ports in Greece and Albania. So Athens, Salonika, Duras, and Vlore. And that is really sucky. Okay. And that is that. Okay, so that card goes away. That was an event for their second action. And we go back to the Allies. And they have a DE. And the D is Conrad. And the other... Oh. I might save that one. Conrad will decrease the Austro-Hungarian. Hang on. Event does not apply to units that are stacked with Mackensen or Falcon. Okay. For the rest of this turn, activation of any space or stack containing an Austro-Hungarian LCU costs +1 ops. Okay, so we're going to use Conrad. So, first things first is their national will goes down to 9 for Austria-Hungary. It costs them 1 extra ops point to activate any Austro-Hungarian LCU. Right. Oh, so that is an event. Done. Ripper, reader. Okay. Back to the central player. DE, which is their wireless intercepts, or the Army of Bug. They can't use Buggerlugs yet because can't be used before summer, which is the next turn. So wireless intercepts they could use for 4 ops. Army of Bug for 3 ops. What do we want to do? Okay. I think we'll use the... We're going to use the Army of the Bug card for its ops value of 3. So, ops of 3, and we are going to move these units. We are going to move these units. We've already done our Italian attack, which is great. What have they got to do? Ah, Turkish. Oh, 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 oh. And the Turks can't do anything at the moment. Because they can't go into Bulgaria. They can't go through Bulgaria into Greece or through Bulgaria to Romania at the moment. So they're just going to lose a victory point. Yay! Now, not like I'm really happy about that or anything, you know. Okay, so they had what did I say? 3. So that's 1, that's 2. What do they want to do with the third? And I think they want to do another movement. And they're going to move this unit here. Okay, so let's start down here. We've got 4 and 7 corps. They've got a movement of 3. So I'm going to bring 4 corps down. 1, 2, 3 to Radmundorf. And I'm going to bring 7 corps down. One to Spittal. So what I'm predominantly trying to do is stop the Italians breaking out into Austria-Hungary with those sorts of moves. Okay, then I have these 2 Austrian-Hungarian units, again, that can move 3 each. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3 with both to help to try and start cutting off these Russian units that are starting to break through. And our final is this German Borthmer unit, who has a movement of 4. Now, he could go 1, 2, 3, 4 up into Posen. He could go 1, 2, 3 into here with 21 corps. Or I could bring him up to here. He's out in the open, but or we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, blah. Okay, so we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 into Posen and help to beef up the German border itself. Okay, that is 3 each. Our time is at 44 minutes, so we'll call it there and we'll come back with the Allied player having their 4th action. So again, thank you very much. I hope it hasn't been too much of a screw up, stuff up or anything else. I hope you're enjoying. I am. I know trying to play both sides in this sort of game, even with using Stuka Joe's wonderful sort of thing, is trying to play your left and right hemispheres against each other. And when you've only got one brain cell in each hemisphere, it makes it difficult. So take care, be good, enjoy yourselves immensely in whatever you're doing. And in fact, for this one, Merry Christmas to everyone and a Happy New Year. I hope that the new year brings you all the joy and happiness that you deserve, or that you want, if you don't deserve it, and all the games that you want or need. Because It is the 21st of December today, and we're getting awfully close to Christmas, and if I don't do it now, I'll forget to say it to everybody. So, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, take care, be safe, and I'll catch you for the next video. Bye for now.